Hi, the Brisbane Broncos play the Sydney Roosters tonight at Allianz Stadium, and this week, a bit of something different. I've got a guest. Please welcome Joey Barron. Thanks for having me. I work in Barangaroo. Now, Joey, you were saying that you'd read something which showed that the Roosters were not just a directionless collection of insane talent that would meander through the season, go on a late season run to scrape into the eight, then lose in the first round as always. And you've got the book there that proves it. Yes, I do. Do you think you can read that section for us, please? That didn't hurt, did it? A little bit. It was from chapter. It was right here. Oh, but they didn't like that one up over at Icebergs, did they? No. This comes from chapter. No. Okay, buddy, we're going to move on. Huge news coming into this game with Reece Walsh and Pat Carrigan both returning to a Broncos team that went undefeated without them. And call me crazy, but I think it's a good thing to bring back the world's best fullback and the world's best lock into a team that's winning. Broncos playing on Saturday night for the third time this season, which is weird, but they're also undefeated on Saturday nights this year. I can't believe I sat down to watch free-to-air television for the first time all week last night and I didn't get to see my Broncos. How dare the NRL? Another thing, the Broncos are also in really good form right now. In Walsh's absence, Reynolds has reasserted his dominance over the attack, and Mam has recorded 8 try assists and 3 tries. How does that work with the guy who is normally responsible for the majority of the team's scoring coming back? Hopefully well. In the early part of the season, we saw a version of Walsh that was willing to recognize that early in the year, before anyone had found a semblance of form, was the time to play a bit more within himself. We didn't see the huge cutout passes that we're used to in his first 4.5 games. I would say those passes are absolutely on now. Josiah Karapani will be ready on his wing. Joey Barron, how you doing on that book? Huh? Oh, sorry, I've been drawn into the illustration. Bad pun. Anyway, Walsh has spent a lot of time off his feet, having sliced his foot open, so he could be slightly down on fitness, but I'm probably catastrophizing. I'm remembering when he came back from injury last year to a team that was lacking form and immediately won them a bunch of games by grabbing lightning and harnessing it for rugby league purposes. But this time, the team didn't fall apart without him and has found reliable ways to find points beyond give Reece Walsh the ball and follow his lead. That does make me wonder how he'll fit back in and how much of the emphasis of the attack will return to him. And with the benefit of good form and also the likelihood that he'll miss a few games for Origin soon, it might take a while for them to find that balance again. It's really a case of my lobster is too buttery, my steak is too juicy, all the playmakers on my football team are too good. Carrigan coming back is a little bit less of a jumble. He's more of a connected piece in attack, letting everyone else get wider and sit a little deeper when he takes the ball into the middle of the park, and they can get from one side of the field to another so much faster with Carrigan playing that role. The fact that Carrigan and Walsh are luxuries now instead of necessities is thanks to the guys who have played in their absence. Unfortunately, there's not a space for Hayes Perham this week, but he was more than capable last as fullback, and Willison gets a starting spot, moving to the left edge in place of Pia Kura, who is missing time for his dodgy knee again. The promise of Pia Kura's potential has been fulfilled at this point. Now the only frustration is time on the park. That's a lot of P's. Anything on that book? Still looking. Complete confidence that Willison can fill that role. He played 80 minutes on the left edge on a few occasions last year and was even more destructive there than he was in the middle. And Jack Gashevsky and Ben Tolte both played excellent games last week, so there's no issue with them keeping their spots. They will need to play to another level against a real forward pack this game. Naf White is a few tiers above anything that the Bulldogs had to offer them last week. Then Josh Rogers keeps his spot on the bench. He deserves that too, and Oblix Tafa is back from his broken eye socket. He started the season poorly like so many others who eventually came good, so I'm hoping to slot Oblix into that group too. Maybe his friend Asterix if he's about. I don't have a great read on the Roosters. They had that big game against Manly where they completed at a record rate. Then they had a bye, beat the Sharks in Perth and undermanned Newcastle, and then destroyed a decrepit Dragons team last week. I don't think they're playing all that well, though. They've let in 78 points in those games, an average of just under 20 points a game, and maybe I'm judging them for what I expect they want to be, a team with designs on playing in the first week of October, as opposed to a team that's won 4 in a row. But I don't find them that impressive. I do have to say that James Tedesco is playing very well at the moment, and even while the DCE and Sam Walker relationship is still in a bit of a push and pull stage, they're not yet in the symbiosis they might reach. They're still looking pretty good. They've probably got the best young pack in the league as well. I love Fiketti. And Cody Ramsey is on the bench. Hell yeah, Cody Ramsey. I just want to see him play. I am, however, not afraid of Angus Crichton now that he's signed a new contract. Still, I don't think they're all the way put together, and I think they're profiting on beating up on bad teams. They just simply don't have what it takes to hang with the big boys. I think that the Broncos are going to come and punch them in the mouth in a way that says, don't play a half at center against Katoni Staggs or Shibasaki. Sometimes I get the sides of the fields wrong. Anyway, let's check on our guest. Got that page yet? Not really, but this will do. And we're out of time. All right, bye. And for the record, Joey Barron denies all of the allegations against him. That's right. I did not do a reverse kangaroo the women's toilets at Fitness First at 11 a.m. on the 23rd of April.